Welcome to the Law Firm Marketing Minute, your source of internet marketing inspiration.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Law Firm Marketing Minute. And today, I wanted to just drop a little reminder that marketing is very frustrating. And what I mean by that, and I know that a lot of you out there are very analytical. You want to make sure that you make the right decision the first time. And the problem with that approach, with marketing at least, is that things move a lot faster. And the more you wait to make a decision, the more you are potentially losing out on. And, that was one of the things that was really difficult for me, because I get it. I am also very analytical. I am, I want to make sure that I feel good about a decision, and that, whatever I end up pursuing ends up being the right path. And one of the things that I had to do was essentially reframe how I approached my thoughts on marketing. Because one of the things that was really interesting to me, I can't remember where I saw it or where it was or anything like that, but I was listening to somebody, and they pulled up this giant graphic, and basically that graphic was a representation of all of the different marketing tools that were out there on the market right now. You had AI tools, you had copywriting tools, you had social media tools, you had automation tools, so many different things, like keyword tools and optimization, ad optimization stuff. And there were so many different segments of it. And each segment was just full of all of these different icons of all these different apps. And look, I think a lot of us ideally would like to research each one, try to understand the unique features of it, see what the layouts look like, see which one would be the right fit for us. But realistically, right now anyway, there are just so many tools out there that would be impossible. And you would essentially turn that research into a full-time job. And you don't have time to do that. So the mindset switch that I had to take was this idea of traction. And if you run EOS or you're familiar with EOS, you understand the idea of traction. And it's, even if something didn't work out, you still made progress, right? And in doing so, I think one of the great things about that is that it helps you eliminate that sort of sunk cost fallacy, where it's like, well, I've already invested so much time in this, I might as well just keep going. Like, no, you don't have to do that. You try something out, learn it, make progress with that as far as you can go. And if at the end it doesn't work out the way you want, that's fine. You're still a little bit farther down the road than you would have otherwise been if you were back at the start, still trying to figure out which program to go with to begin with, right? So, that's one of the things that I see a lot of, even in just selecting vendors, right? To kind of bring you in behind the curtain. I mean, our sales cycle here at Spotlight Branding is several months at a time. And it's a very similar phrase that we hear a lot. It's like, well, we need to talk about it. We need to think about it. We're doing our research, like yada, 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 whatever it is. And, 3, 4, 5 months after the initial sales call, then people will sign. And it's not for a lack of effort from our sales team. If you've ever been through the process, they're not going to leave you alone unless you tell them to. But, it's imagine how much farther you would be if you just went ahead and made that decision. And I'm not saying that to be like, oh, come work with us right now. And, because I know some of you out there be like, well, I don't want to be in a 12-month commitment and then it not work out. Well, regardless of whether or not you think it works out or not, it's this idea that 12 months of doing something is going to get you to a different place than 12 months of not doing something. And that applies to whatever kind of marketing thing that you choose to do, whether it's working with a vendor or implementing some sort of tool for some other aspect of your marketing. Doing something for any amount of time, regardless of whether or not at the end of that period you believe it was effective or not, still moves the needle in such a way that at the very least you learned something, right? Like that, and that's the thing is like most decisions, especially in this regard, especially when it comes to marketing, aren't going to bankrupt your business, aren't going to completely destroy everything that you've built. If for some reason things don't go well, they can, those decisions can be removed, kind of, like I don't want to say reversed, but like ultimately you'll get back to where you were when you get a new thing that works or whatever the case is. So this notion that you have to really step back and think about, like, that's fine because I still do that. Like the leadership team here at Spotlight Branding is other people who are, they go on their gut and they're just ready to go 100 miles an hour. Like, hey, we've got an idea. Let's go do it right now. And I'm the dissenting voice in the room where I'm like, let's think about this. I don't know about this. I need to feel good about X, Y, and Z before I, put my stamp of approval on it. And that doesn't mean I derail the entire thing by taking 3-4 months to make a decision on it. It's like, give me a couple of days to look into this, to figure it out, and then I'll come back to you with my thoughts. And I get it. Like, as a business owner, you have so much more going on that maybe it'll take you maybe a week to come around to it. But whatever it is, things in the marketing world move a lot faster than other aspects of your business. People are going to come and go, strategies and trends are going to change. But instead of waiting around for something else that seems like a more of a home run than whatever you're considering currently, you're still running the risk of losing out on the other business that could have been generated already, right? And so it's a fine line to toe, and I get it. I really do. I understand how most of you feel in that situation. And the one thing is just look at it, reframe it as you're still making progress. You're still moving forward in some way. And if at the end of the period, if you feel like it doesn't work out, that's fine. You can move on to try something else, try a new app, try a new software, try a new vendor, whatever it is. And don't look back and, see it as a failure or as a negative. See it as you made progress. You learned something. You got to a different place. Your business is in a different place now than it was. It's still traction in some way. So hope that was helpful, illuminating in some way. For someone like me who's really analytical, who really is cautious, like, I do understand how a lot of you feel in that regard. And so just, making that little mindset switch for me has helped. I'm still very cautious and I'm still very analytical, but at least when it comes to decision making, that I've really tried to work to shorten that window to moving forward and really feeling good about the things that we do and seeing the positive side of things that may not work out. So that's it for today. Thanks so much for continuing to listen, and we will see you tomorrow.
Thanks for joining us. Please visit lawfirmmarketingminute.com for more information. We'll see you next time.